Hi, I am Iris Lopez. I am going to play Spec.
And I'm Emily Bonazelli, and I'm going to play Des in this session. So, hi Spec, how's it going?
Like usual, I have a lot to do. What do you want?
I know we're all busy, but I just wanted to take some time to talk to you about the new engineers we hired. I've been hearing reports that they're feeling that you've been disrespectful towards them, and I just want to understand what's going on.
Oh, Jess, you can't be serious. I mean, we've talked about this before. You know, I'm trying to get people to do their work. That's it. I just want them to do the things the way they have to do it. What would be the problem here?
Yeah, I know it's frustrating, but you know, what exactly are they doing that is making you frustrated, or why aren't they doing their work?
Well, they just ask everything. They don't know how to do anything. They want to know if I approve it, if I think that it is fine. I don't know. And especially when Catherine is around, I mean, you had to hire another girl. You didn't learn, you know, Janet was not good at all. Why would you hire another girl?
So I just want to make it clear that sexism is not tolerated at CorMed, but
no, but I don't mind. I'm not saying just because it's a girl. It's because you know, in the department, boys work better. That's it. Guys would do the work better. That's it.
Okay. So once again, I don't think those comments are very respectful, especially towards your female coworkers. And I just need you to understand that. But with that being said, I kind of want to know, I know that you weren't involved in the hiring process, which could also be frustrating. So I kind of want to know what qualities you would want in an employee and kind of how we can get these new employees to get there.
Well, all I want them to do is to do their work. I'm not looking for specific qualities. I just want them to do their work. What's your point? I mean, what do you want me to tell you?
I just want to know what you would do differently if you were in their situation.
Okay, well, I would not go crying to my boss to tell them that I have felt offended. I wouldn't do that. And then I'll try to do my job as well as I can and do whatever people ask me to do. That's it.
Yeah. Yes, I hear what you're saying, and I want you to know that it's really important that we try to retain some of these new employees, especially with some of our bigger contracts coming up. I don't want to go back to kind of where we were before when I first started. You know, I know you had a lot of work then, and I just kind of want to even out the whole workload. So, you know, is there anything you can do to help develop these new employee skills?
Well, if they're always asking questions, I might want to write a document with all the answers, and I can let them know what I would expect, and maybe that will be easier. I don't know. What do you think?
Okay, I think that's a great idea. I think that's a good start. And, you know, I think it'd be important to know what type of questions they're asking, because, you know, this might even be an onboarding issue, and we might have to relook our onboarding process. But if you can start by putting together a document, I think that would be great. And maybe we could meet up again in a couple of weeks to discuss your progress.
Well, if that's what you want, that's fine.
All right. I think that's a good start. And, you know, just feel free to contact me if you run into any issues or you know, you have any trouble. I'd be more than willing to help.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. So I'm Emily, again, playing Spec.
And I am Adam Wehner, and I will be playing the role of Des. This scene occurs a couple weeks later after the prior scene. Good afternoon, Spec. You have time for a chat?
You really want to talk right now?
It's only going to take a few minutes. I just want to say, I want to say that you really came kind of full circle, and I wanted to thank you for apologizing to Carl over that IT crash last Monday. I was really proud that you were able to respectfully and sincerely apologize to Carl when you realized that you were showing him some disrespect. team and I were pretty glad that you recognized Carl and his team for putting in that extra time to fix the issue when the servers crashed. I just got off the phone with the vendor this morning, and they promised me that this shouldn't happen again. So I think you should be good for those remaining contracts coming up.
Good. I mean, thanks for the acknowledgement, but that was insane, and it better not happen again. I don't know what we would do. I mean, that was such an inconvenience. I could not believe it.
I was kind of surprised when we got the call that it had gone down as well, but you got to admit, Carl and his team did a great job. And again, I appreciate your patience. I realize that was kind of a stressful time for you.
Yeah, it would have been better if it never happened, but we all have to move on, I guess.
Well, you got to remember, Spec, we're still upgrading the system from after that prototype for Emperor. So, as we keep getting more contracts in, we keep upgrading our building, upgrading our systems. We're going to be where we want to be. I see a light at the end of the tunnel.
Hopefully. Feels like forever.
I understand. The main reason I wanted to talk to you today was to find out how that document was working for the new engineers, that they can use as a cheat sheet to kind of.
Yeah, haven't started.
You haven't started?
No, the servers went down. I don't know what you wanted me to do. I had to deal with that, and I haven't had time. I mean, they continue to ask me questions, and I have no time. I can't watch them and create this document.
Well, I mean, if you create this document, it should help alleviate some of that stress you're feeling and allow them to become more comfortable in the role. Is it just you're having difficulty figuring out where to start at, or is it something else?
I mean, you ask them to do something and they just do it the complete opposite way. I don't trust any of them. If the prototype was supposed to be blue, they would have made it orange. I don't even know how to work with them.
Well,
so
have you tried a little patience with them? Again, they are still new. While we don't go with a mother may I attitude here at CoreMed, they may have come from a location that their supervisor wanted to be in on everything. They micromanaged them. Have you talked to them about how their previous employment was?
No. All I talk to them about is, what they're doing wrong and what they should be doing. I mean, I guess I could ask them, where they came from, get some more information. But, it's just every single time I talk to them, I just get so frustrated. It's just, I don't know what to do.
Well, why don't you take them out for coffee? We used to do that at Aurelius, was go out for coffee at another location and kind of a neutral site and just talk, not talk about so much projects we had going on, but more along the lines of just getting to know people, building that level of trust. And that way, when you do have issues, you understand where their background's at. You may be able to move your people around a little bit better to get the job done, so to speak, without you having to hold their hands.
Yeah. I guess I could try that, but I'm definitely not going to buy them coffee. They should buy their own coffee.
Spec, don't worry about it. It's part of the cost of doing business. This one's on me. Okay?
All right.
But you're welcome. Make sure you save your receipt. But we do need to make sure we get that document created for the new engineers. Cheat sheets, commonly asked questions. Where's the stuff on the server? Are there prototypes that we've done in the past? Let them see where we've done in the past to maybe help with future projects. There's a lot of things that we're asking you to be responsible for, and I'd like to be able to delegate that out into your group there and really build up the collective knowledge.
Okay. I mean, I have a few other things to get done this week, but maybe I'll start on it next week.
Okay. Well, I would really like this document finished by the end of the month. So, try to make it a priority. And if you have any questions, by all means, say something. And myself and the rest of the team will be right there to help you.
Okay. Okay, well, I gotta go, so.
All right, Spec. Again, thank you for your apology to Carl. It was appreciated.
Oh, no problem.
Keep up
you.
the good work.
Thanks.
Hi, my name is Adam Wehner. I am playing the role of Spec.
Hi, I'm Lopez. I'm playing Des. Hi, Spec. How are you?
Good, Des. What's up?
Well, we are here to meet today because we've been talking for the last few months about your behavior, and we agreed to meet today. What are the things you remember we talked about our last meeting?
Making sure those idiot a-hole engineers of mine actually don't need their hands held anymore. I mean, I swear to God, Des, they do everything wrong, and then I have to clean up after them. This is not my house. I don't need this here, okay?
Yes, I understand. But remember, you're just talking about them in a way that we had already spoken about. We're not agreeing to those terms here. Can you recall our conversation on that?
Yeah, I recall it, Des. You know, I'm not stupid. You act like I'm mad or something. You said to treat them like they were adults. I'm treating them like adults, okay? Adults need to grow up and put on their big boy pants. These are engineers. They should be able to handle just a little bit of constructive criticism.
Okay. Are you aware that they are a very important part of our team and that they can, you know, speak on what they want to do as well? How do you feel about that?
Well, truthfully, Des, they need to just shut up and do what I tell them to do. Okay? They haven't been at CoreMed as long as I have. You know, I paid my dues. I got here because I know what's going on. You know, where's this? Where's that? I can't find this on the server.
Okay,
I mean, seriously, Des, hire some professionals here.
So based on what you're telling me, you understand they're not capable of doing their job. How do you see this?
Acting like this is a Mother May I institution. Yes, I micromanage them, but I micromanage everybody. They act like they can't handle it. I mean, come on, Des. I thought you were going to get me some good engineers when we got Kathleen.
Okay. So what would you think would happen if we didn't have these engineers? I mean, we've talked about this, we talked about your attitude, and you agreed that you were gonna do things differently. And by the way, you actually did for 6 weeks. You're turning back to the same behavior that you had before. What do you think? Why is this?
I don't have time to handhold them, Des. We have contracts coming in. That Emperor job all of a sudden opened the floodgates for us, and we've got more contracts than we've had in years.
Have you thought about how have you thought about how their performance can be affected by your behavior?
They need to grow up, okay? They just need to grow up. We've got deadlines to meet, and they're not meeting them.
Okay, I can understand that, Des. We have recorded, you know, we've sent you mails of every single one of the meetings we've had before. You received every single one of them. I checked on that. And some of them, you wrote them yourself and sent them to us. And we've been talking about this. You know that there are steps that we have to follow. We have been through these steps, and you know which are the necessary next steps that we had agreed to since the very first time. Do you remember what is the next step we can take if you still aren't able to address correctly, you know, talk with them correctly and control your behaviors as you were able to do like for 6 weeks? Do you remember which are the next steps?
You got to be shitting me, Des. Really? We're going there?
I mean, you knew this should not be something new for you. I mean, you shouldn't be you know, it's something that we had agreed to. You knew that we were going to talk about this today. Can you remember what's the next step?
Des, I'm not so senile that I can't remember, like, we talked about my termination from the employment, but what the hell? Everybody has bad days.
I know. That's why we have been meeting for a very long time already. We've been on these meetings for a few months. What is happening here, Spec, is that you come to the meetings without having completed the agreements. You blame everyone else for your failures. You do not perceive our meetings are as important. We cannot see progress. And you know that. We've spoken about this. And I mean, you always say that you do care for the company, and I believe you do, but your behavior is hurting us. You know that we have started and we've been very emphatic in having this culture of trust, this culture of respect and collaboration.
Oh, come on, Des.
You are hurting the culture that we're trying to establish, Spec.
I am not sitting around a circle and singing Kumbaya with my engineers.
I know, I can understand that. But then we have to make decisions. You made your decision for what I can see.
Fine. Fine. I don't need
Okay.
this company.
Okay, Des, I need to know that you understand what we're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
You're terminating me, right, Des? Just come out and say it. Be an adult.
Yes, we have, you know, I want you to understand something. You're very brilliant. You're a great engineer, but you need to work with some stuff. I'm really sorry to see you go. I really am. But we have to do this because the company it's not going to work if we don't do it. So I'm really sorry about this. And I know you'll have opportunities to improve. Okay?
Fine, Des. Fine.
Okay.
Whatever.
Wow.